welcome to VeeamON 2023 in Miami. And today we're here and have the pleasure of speaking with Shiva Pillay, who is the General Manager and SVP of Americas. Welcome.
Thanks, man. Great to be here. Super excited.
So maybe tell me a little bit about your role at Veeam.
Okay, so it's pretty new. So I used to run the AsiaPac and Japan region as the SVP and General Manager over there. Since May 1, I've taken on the role and I'm about to relocate my life to the Americas, move over here and help run the Americas business for us. So I look after all sales and field operations for the Americas business.
So it's kind of a big change?
Yeah, it's a big change. I used to live, I've been in Singapore for 12 years. I'm from Australia, so I grew up there. I lived in the States for a couple of years before, so it's almost a coming back to the States. I'm quite excited for it.
So what are some of the plans for the upcoming year that Veeam is looking at doing?
Yeah, great. So if I think about the Americas business, first I'd like to ground with the facts that we're, if you look at the IDC data, we're doing a really good job and the results show that. Like we're taking share and we're growing at three to 5 times the market rate. I think that's a fantastic place to start, right? And to continue that growth, we need to look at how we work with the channel partners and the ecosystem to help serve our customers. So like the number one priority for me is getting as intimate with our customers and our partners as possible. And that means a couple of things for me, like listening and learning and being out in the field, and then leveraging a lot of our assets. We have a fantastic team, a massive partner network. So there's a lot of success for us, waiting for us if we continue to do the good things that we're doing.
So what would you say are some of the differences between, coming from overseas to focusing on America? What are some of the challenges that the customers are having?
Great. So I think the data resiliency or having your data available all the time is a consistent challenge. I think there's different levels of maturity in whichever countries you go. You can even look at LATAM as a separate business, Canada and the Americas. They're all different in their own ways. If I look at back in the APJ days, Australia, very cloud heavy and very cloud first, moves super quick into new technologies. I look at a Japan business and it's a little bit more cautious in how they make investments. So across the board, the challenge is the same. How do I get my data and make it as available as possible and recover it as quickly as possible so my business works? The manner or the technology trends is the differences. North America specifically, I feel like it's a highly competitive market. Customers expect and are very educated when they come to work with you and they understand what they want to achieve. And I think that's fantastic for Veeam. It gives us a great opportunity to showcase our uniqueness and how we can solve their problems and keep the data, available at all times.
And beyond availability, it also seems that ransomware is becoming a much more prevalent problem, and some of the backup recovery times will put small businesses out of business.
100%.
Right. So what are some of the challenges you're facing around ransomware?
Yeah, so I have a security background prior to being in sort of the data protection space. Those two things, to me, always felt very similar. I think there is now this convergence between your CISO archetype and the VP of infrastructure, and it wasn't, traditionally those two groups never spoke. They had different budgets and different priorities. Ransomware's kind of brought this to a very focal point where without one or left to the other, a security strategy is not complete without a very comprehensive data protection strategy. So I think it's a great time to see those two personas have more dialogue around what they do with their budgets and spends, and also know how to count on each other a lot.
Right. So what are some of the things moving forward, beyond this year that you see are going to be challenges or that your customers will be facing?
Yeah, I don't know. I would say that the challenge is how do I, move my data, be able to make technology innovation to help my customers, and how do I do it rapidly while still being able to protect my data, which is my, my customers' assets. So that's number one. I also think the channel ecosystem and the landscape is changing. Like it's becoming a little disruptive on its own self. So how customers procure 5-10 years ago to now how they're going to procure has changed significantly. And what does that mean? It means that the channel landscape needs to change as well. We have the luxury of a ton of partners, and we're watching them and helping them with that journey so that we can play a little bit more cohesively in the ecosystem, whether it's with the alliance partners, our VCSPs, or our standard reseller partners.
Well, great. I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with VMblog, and we're really enjoying the show here in Miami. So good luck with the rest of the show.
Thank you so much, and have a great rest of the show.